Hello YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 22nd of February. As always, timecodes can be found below if you'd like to jump straight to one part that you're looking for, or if you want to skip things you already know. So it's Sunday. This set is pretty good. I would go just deconstructing Bestial Daedra and healing. If you've got a survey, that one's also pretty quick. I'd avoid a town just because the options here are way easier and just less defined by other player interactions. Like, sometimes it'll be just such a pain getting to these things, and it's just purely for reasons out of your control. Like, if all the campaigns are like one-sided and the factions that control them, or the like factions that you have are just, there's no areas available that are like anywhere near a town. It'll take you ages to get there. I just steer clear of this one personally. I will just cover it very briefly, but yeah, just my opinion, avoid it. Alright, so I'm going to start with healing with scribe skills. This one, I'll cover it first because you can kind of do this one while you're doing the other options, right? Because you can just do it, even just activating one skill, there is a way to do it. It's a pretty flexible and easy option. It just will take a little bit of effort setting it up for the first time, but that 30 minutes approximately, maybe an hour, depending on how quick you are, you just have to do that one time, and then basically after that, anytime you log on, you can just do this one right off the bat. Like, you'll have the skills available, you just got to slot them and just start activating them. Trust me, it's very, almost autonomous, the way you can do this. So what you want to do is start off the Scribing questline. If you haven't yet, you can start it by going to this location here in Stormhaven. There is a guy here, it's like a Breton, big dude with like a monocle glasses thing or something, just at the front of the Mages Guild. If you've never been here before, there are other places you can find him, but this is the most convenient. So if you've got the Wayrest Way Shrine, this is in Stormhaven here, this zone, you can just reach over here. It's pretty quick getting over here. If not, if you don't have any Way Shrines unlocked, use Home Tours. You can find it here in the group tab. If you need to know more about this, you can check the description for Endeavour's prep video. It just runs through quickly how to use Home Tours, how it works. It's basically it's like free way shrines around all sorts of places that you can use off the bat. It's really helpful. So find Gardener House in that system, travel there, go down here, south, go through the stairs and stuff, and then probably get this way shrine so you can access this place in the future. We can just head over here. So this guy will give you a portal into the Scribing questline. If you want to know more about that questline, I've got some videos on my channel. You just look up, go to videos and search up the Scribing questline. I've done like a jog through of them. I go through all the different quests. Now you'll need to do two. You need to do the second era of Scribing, which unlocks this skill here, Wield Soul. And then you need to complete Wing of the Injured to unlock Healing and Sage's Remedy, which are going to be the main catalysts to be able to do this one easily. So the one important thing you need to understand with this one, the word amount actually translates to missing health. So say you put a Scribing skill on, so I've got Healing Soul in this case, and you just activate it, nothing's going to happen. But if you've taken damage from some kind of sort and your health is not full, you heal and it's going to work. So the best thing to do is find some skills that you can use in tandem with something that removes health. So let me go through some options for this. Oh, this one. So after you complete Wing of the Injured, you'll have this with Healing, Sage's Remedy. After you do a fair bit more of the Scribing questline, you'll eventually unlock the ability to get Vitality. This is the best option bar none for doing this endeavor as well, because Major Vitality just increases your healing done, which just makes it faster. So get that if you can. That's already what I've got. The other skill that's going to be really handy for this, if you can get it, it takes a lot more gold, it takes a lot more time getting this set up properly, but this is the one that allows you to automate it. So firstly, you want Sage's Remedy, and you want preferably Courage, but the affix doesn't really matter. What matters is Immobilize. This is the one that you'll need to do a fair bit of the game to unlock. You need to do major skill, guild daily quests over and over until we get this one. This actually takes away health. So what you can do is you can slot Immobilize, Sage's Remedy, and something like Courage. That's what I've got on. Because Courage increases your weapon and spell damage, which actually increases your healing done. So you can chuck that on. activate it, and as you can see, it's actually slowly progressing this endeavor. Because the Immobilize takes away health, the Sage's Remedy gives you health. Now, if you don't have access to oh god, sorry, I can't remember what it's called, the focus script, Immobilize, anything else works just fine here, as long as you're able to use Sage's Remedy on it. And an alternative is to get Vampirism on your character, and put this skill on here. It's called Blood Frenzy. So this skill, it does the same thing as Immobilize, but just a lot more. So you can even use both of these at the same time. Just be aware, Blood Frenzy is a criminal act. So what happens is, if you use this in a town with regular people, it's going to give you a huge bounty if you try and use this around there. So use this inside the actual scribing area here. You can use it in houses just fine as well, but just in regular towns, like houses as in player homes, but in regular towns, just avoid that one there. But if you've got Immobilize and Sage's Remedy, that'll be fine. Now, as far as using regular skills outside of using Banner, there are a few skills that you can get which allow you to do the same thing, but they're like just different, like instant cast skills. So in this case, we've got Healing Soul, and I've got Siphoning Attacks from Nightblade. This is the best option otherwise, because it gives you resources back when you use it. So your Healing Soul uses Magicka and gives you health. This uses health and gives you Magicka. So it's a closed loop cycle that you can just cast one and then cast the other and do the endeavor really easily that way. But obviously you need a Nightblade, and you need them to be quite high level. The alternative to that is in Guild Undaunted Blood Altar. Putting a skill point into this, you can do the same thing, except it just doesn't give you Magicka back when you use it. That's the only issue I have with it. But all that means is it's just going to be a bit slower, that's all. It's not really a big deal. But those are the options. If you don't have Blood Altar, what you can do is just go somewhere and let stuff attack you. What you could probably do is, while you're doing the option for Bestial Daedra, you could just let the Daedra hit you a little bit, and then use the healing skills while you do that, or some of the other enemies around it. Or you could just go to a place like an easy place to like get some enemies to attack you that's like easily controllable, because they're all melee. Wayressor's 1, which can be found literally just next door to the guide that you use to get to Scribing. So Wayressor's 1 is found here. So the Skeevers in this place are all melee, and they're all very weak, very easy to kill once you're all stat. But you can use them and just use your Scribing healing skills while they hit you, and that's a really easy way. And then if you've got these skills, you can also, while you're running off to find some items for this one, you can also do that at the same time. So that's what I mean. Same with Survey. Same with capturing a town, but again, I wouldn't really bother with this one myself. To your skills, when you complete the first quest for Scribing, you'll get an altar in here that you can always access using a way shrine. However, most houses, like guild halls, will have a Scribing altar. They're not that difficult to get. So there was a Golden Pursuit a little while ago that allowed you to get your own one too. So if you remember doing that, you might actually have that in your house already. Yeah, worth a look. Okay, next up, we're looking at deconstructing at a Clothier table. With this one here, I would not advise using your own clothing items that you can just craft yourself, because there's easy ways to just find some clothing items and in the wild, like just in Overland, in towns and stuff, and just use them. There is stuff you can steal. There's all sorts of stuff all over the place, but there are places that you can take stuff and it's not counting as stealing, so it's just easier for you to do. So I'm just going to go through those options. There's two. The main one is going to be through Imperial City. You want to enter the campaign here. Once you get inside, you're looking for anything light and medium armor. So some examples here, there's some boots here. You're going to find a lot of heavy armor. If you can see the item and it looks metallic, don't bother. You're looking for anything that's like hide or like cloth based. So in most cases, the stuff that you want to look for will be in the room with this icon here, but the 3 safe zones that you get here, depending on the alliance, they'll just be a bit different. But you just got to look around and you'll find plenty of stuff. If not, the other option will also be just fine for you. So as an example here, you've got some light armor here, boots here as well. Wow, all 3 of them are green, good lord. It's very rare. Okay, so over here, same thing. So you've got jerkin, gauntlets there, but braces are good. Gloves. There's another gauntlets there. But that's enough stuff. That's like 9. So once you've got all the items that you need to deconstruct, once you've got 8, just find the clothing station. So this icon here will always be the room that has a clothing station in it. They're all 3 of the safe zones have this thing. So we can just go through, grab all these items that we've just taken here, and then we can just deconstruct those. And that's an easy way to do the endeavor. Yeah, and it's just an easy way without needing to utilize some resources, which naturally sometimes you'll have to like go out and buy resources to be able to do it, whereas this way is just a free way. Yeah. Okay, the other option, you'll need to go to a way shrine. This is an option that works for everybody. The Imperial City, the only reason you wouldn't be able to use that is if you're below level 10. But Daggerfall, I find I struggle to find enough clothing items sometimes. So if you want to use this one as well, that'd be my guess. But you want to go to White Gold Tower here. This is a DLC dungeon, but this DLC is actually free on the Crown Store if you haven't got it yet. So everybody's got access to this too. You just go and buy it on that store. What you'll want to do here is just go past all these people, go through this tunnel here, into this room, and then on these desks here you'll find some medium and light armor. So braces jack there. A couple of items over here like breeches as well. Braces there. Might not be enough stuff for 8, but if you just leave the dungeon through the door that you came in from and come back, it'll reset everything and allow you to just do all this stuff again. And yeah, it's not a very big trip, is it? So yeah, that's the exit there. So it just takes you where you came in from. So if you do this at a way shrine, it'll just take you back to that way shrine. If you're in need of a crafting station, if you just want to find one really quickly from a way shrine, like if you're in Oridon, because naturally the crafting station is all the way out here, what you can do instead is just go Vardenfell here, go to Halls of Fabrication and use this instead for your crafting station, because the crafting station is like right next to you in this case. And just like with White Gold Tower, when you leave, it'll just take you back to that way shrine, so it'll be really convenient for you if you want to use that instead. Yeah, most zones, like most towns that you're in, the clothing station's pretty close, but if you just want a guaranteed one that's really close, you can do this instead. So we get in, turn right, and the crafting station's right here. So you can just go Deconstruct and do that instead. And then the exit is just here as well, and this takes you back to the way shrine. Okay, so next up is Bestial Daedra. Now this is the weekly endeavor. I did go through the stealing items option. I think that's way easier, and honestly better, because if you can level up your legerdemain, it's really handy, because there's a bunch of things you can get through your legerdemain that really work well. But I'll run through the easy way to get 5, like guaranteed every time, and then I'll run through some ways to find a lot quickly, because if you want to do the weekly at the same time, it's fair enough. So, firstly, my preferred way to get Bestial Daedra is Banished Souls 1. The reason for this is it's an instanced location, which means it's isolated from the world. Other players can't come in here and kill all this stuff, which means it's always spawned ready to kill, meaning you just waste less time looking around for stuff that's not killed already. Because in Overland that tends to happen, especially right now with the weekly, with all the Bestial Daedra being killed up for the weekly. So yeah, as soon as you get in, you'll see these 3 here. You just kill them. That'll be 3. Then come through here, just ignore the skeletons there. If you want to get your healing with Scribed abilities, you can just let these things attack you for a bit and use your Scribing ability if you want, but it's not super necessary, especially if you've already got it sorted beforehand. Just going to come through here. Once you get past these groups of enemies here, you'll find another group of enemies here with some scamps. These also count as Bestial Daedra. I just go into this side, and I kill these scamps here, these ones. They're a bit split up all over the place. But yeah, they're very weak, so they don't take a lot of killing. Once you kill those, that'll be enough. However, I should point out, probably wouldn't worry about that boss, but these ones here, these 3, if you kill them, it'll open this door. And what that'll do is it'll bring you to this room in here. Now, if you go Yeah, it's the other. So all these skeletons will spawn here. If you're quick, you can head over to this stone switch. Sorry, it's not the other one, it's this one. Just run straight through over to this. What that does is it spawns a bunch of Banekin. So what you can do is actually just attack one of the Banekins with a light attack. It'll just pull them. And then pull them all into the corner. They're all melee. So you've got them all nicely linked up right here. Just AoE these guys down. That's another big bunch of Bestial Daedra. So that's one way for the weekly to get... That's probably like 20 or 15. So all you have to do is just leave, wait a little bit, come back, do the same thing. And you can just do that 3 or 4 times. That's enough for the weekly. Really easy way. Otherwise, there are a bunch of places which are really good for Bestial Daedra because there's a lot of them. So let me go through some good options. Firstly, Toronan. This area here has lots of Clanfear and Banekin. Or Scamps, sorry. Yeah, Scamps and Clanfear. Just be aware, Clanfear can drop a lead for Antiquities, which allows you to get the... It's one of the main ones for the Dwarven Cinch mount, which is... It's one of the few... I think it's the only mount you can actually get through Antiquities. It's really good. So yeah, if you want to get that, it's a cool looking mount. Toronan... There's also a couple in Daybreak, but I wouldn't really use that one. Or Dawnbreak, sorry, I wouldn't really use that one as an option. Another really good place I personally like to use is in Bankarai. It's located just here, Damar Farmstead. There are Banekin and Daedroths fucking everywhere. And it's very easy to reach, because unlike these two locations, which the only real way to get here easily, or the quickest way is through Barbed Hook Private In-Room with home tours, and just going all this way over here and unlocking the wayshrines here, but unlike those, this one here, you've got a house just right outside and it just takes you really quick over there. So yeah, Damar's my way to go, but this could also be busy with players. In that case, yeah, it's like I said before, Overland, it's just, sometimes it's just busy. Stone Falls, you've also got Ash Mountain. There are lots of Scamps and Clanfear in this area too, which count. Sanguine's Domain is also another good option. There's a lot of Ogrims and Scamps or Banekin in here as well. But I find this is much better for Humanoid Daedra than Bestial Daedra. Mainly I just stick to Banished Cells 1, Toronan, and Damar Farmstead. If you've got... I mean, also I should mention, sorry, you could do Dolmens. Dolmens have quite a few Bestial Daedra, but it's a luck of the draw. You might just get Humanoid Daedra, you might just get Undead enemies. Ironically, you might just get Flesh Atronach and nothing else, even though they're not the option this time around. But there's other easy ways to get Bestial Daedra, and there's a lot of hard... Like, there's not many ways to get Flesh Atronach, so that's fair enough. So yeah, that's... I wouldn't personally use this option myself, but it is a way. You could try and gamble and see how you go. Other than that... I don't really think there's any good options other than that. So, yeah, personally I'd just go Banished Cells or Damar Farmstead. But if you have any other good sources that you like, definitely chuck them in the comments. Other people might make a lot of use out of them. Okay, surveys. Surveys you get from completing writs. So what they'll show up as in consumables, there'll be a container. You'll see unidentified Clothier survey reports. When you open them, they'll show up in miscellaneous as a zone, Clothier survey, and then the zone that they're in for. So you can buy these from guild stores as a container like this. They're quite expensive though. So if you want to be quick, if you've got a lot of gold to spend and you want to be quick, personally I think the other options are just fine. They're really quick anyway. But if you do want one that's really quick and you want a bunch of Clothier materials at the same time, you can just buy one of these and do that. So they show up in guild stores under miscellaneous as a superior quality category. I don't know why they don't show up in containers, even though they're literally fucking containers. It's weird. Anyway, but yeah, so that's where you can find them. And usually, yeah, they'll be quite expensive. Now, if you want to find them easily, there is an add-on I use called Lost Treasure. This is what it is here. So it just shows you an icon on the map where to find it. Makes it really easy to find a lot of these things, because naturally, when you do writs, you'll get fuck tons of these things over time. So here it is here. Surveys will always give you 6 nodes of that type of resource. Clothier ones are a little different because they have 2 different resources, so they always give you 2 traps and then 4 of the lush cloth plant. As soon as you interact with the I know it doesn't show up here, but as soon as you interact with the very first node, it will complete the survey report endeavor, and it will also use up the survey report here. So if you leave at this point, all this other stuff will be despawned, so just keep that in mind. So you have to loot everything as soon as you touch it. I would also just make sure, if you end up doing one of these, my advice to you is don't grab all of this stuff until you have a very specific champion point in the green tree. I'll show you what it is. Just give me a sec. So it is under, you go this way and it's Plentiful Harvest, this one here. So it gives you a chance to get double the yield. I think this is basically required to make proper use of these surveys, because if you get this and you just do surveys and you use the materials that you get from surveys to do writs with and nothing else, you can make a closed loop cycle where you don't ever have to worry about purchasing materials on guild stores. It may take you like multiple characters to get to that point doing Clothier surveys or whatever, but that is totally a thing you can do, and it's pretty cool because you can just sell the excess or sell the dregwax that you get from refining everything. I should have mentioned before, you don't have to buy the Clothier ones. They're the most expensive. Enchanter and Woodworker ones are actually very cheap. So if you're going to do one of these endeavors and you're going to buy your way through it, definitely look at Enchanter and Woodworker surveys. Don't know how expensive Alchemy ones are, but I know that Jury and Clothier ones are the worst. So yeah, just if in doubt, there's a lot of these things usually in guild stores, the Woodworker and Enchanter ones, but just stick to those ones, I think. But you can just buy them and use them up. And there will only ever be zones that you have access to. You won't get like a Deadlands one if you don't have the Deadlands DLC as an example. It's always good, don't worry about that. Alright, so capturing a town, right? There's 3 towns in Cyrodiil. They are located here, Vlastris, this one, Cropsford, and this one up here, Bruma. They're basically just like, to take a town, it's like taking a bunch of resources. You've got 3 flags instead of just 1. One of the flags just straight up doesn't have any people on it, so that's the first one I would probably take, just to check if anyone's going to come and stop you. This one here has 3 guards. 2 of them are honor guards. They're tougher than the regular ones, just be aware. And then you've also got it's called the merchant flag. This one over here has a vendor merchant who sells some stuff. But then the other guards are just regular ones. There's no honor guards on this one, I don't think. So yeah, you kill the enemies, you sit on the flag, and it takes a couple of minutes to flip over. And then you do that with all 3 flags, it'll capture the town, and then the endeavor will be done. The problem is, firstly, you could get to a campaign like this, where I'm Old Merry Dominion, and they own all 3 towns, so I can't do anything with it. Because, you know, I can't capture a town that's already been owned by our faction. And then you'll get other cases, like imagine trying to be Evanhart Pact or Daggerfall in this case. You can't travel to any of the keeps here near one of these towns, so instead you have to go all the way out here. And imagine if you get here, someone spawns at Bruma, and they're a good PvPer, and they just kill you, and you have to respawn back here. You're wasting all that time when you could just be doing one of these other options and making it way easier for yourself. It's just, the risk versus the reward is just shit when you consider, especially that these are only 10 seals. That is abysmal value for something that's so, what's the word? I don't know, chaotic? So yeah, I would just steer clear of this one. The guards are easy to deal with, but they're not the thing you gotta worry about, it's the players, because these are strategic locations, people can spawn at them. So say if this faction, like this keeper over here was under enemy control, you could spawn at Vlastris to go over there and start taking it, you know? So naturally, in game, like in campaigns where there's a lot of action going on, people will spawn here and they'll rush off, and they might see you and kill you while you're here. So yeah, it's just, I tend to avoid this one when I can because of that. The best thing to do is try and go the campaign where there's either your faction is just starting to take everything. So if you see a big population gap with your faction and nothing's been taken, expect there to be like a lot of stuff taken quickly, and you could help them take one of the towns if they go through that. But again, why bother with that when you can just do some of these other options here, which are way easier? I just don't understand. One last thing I should mention, if you take the town and you just want to leave and you can't because maybe this this keep is under enemy control, so it would just prevent you from porting away, what you can do instead, if you don't want to get killed by a player or like go over to another keep and like Bloodport or anything like that, you can head to Imperial City into the campaign, and that will teleport you away the same way as you would like dying and respawning at a way shrine or whatever. Because yeah, you can just, from anywhere, you can just port straight inside. Takes you to a safe area. You just turn around, look for the tunnel here, and that's it. Just head out that way. And this will take you straight to Overland, making it very easy to get straight back out. Okay, that'll be all for this daily set. As I said earlier, with my maintenance warning video, tomorrow there will be a maintenance. There's no way I'm going to be able to make a video for that. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just... that's the price I got to pay for getting a job, I guess. But yeah, every other day will be fine after that. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Wish you all well. Wish you a good weekend, rest of it. And yeah, take care for now.